From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2073, these are the Ham Nation headlines for Wednesday, July 26th, 2017. On June 1st, Brian Lloyd, WB6RQN, departed Florida on a flight to commemorate the 80th anniversary of Amelia Earhart's famous attempt at circumnavigating the world. Newsline caught up with Brian for an update.
Greetings from Hamilton, New Zealand. The sun has just come up and it looks like another beautiful day. I wish I was flying. A couple of days ago, I departed from New Zealand heading for Pago Pago. I got out over the Pacific Ocean about 50 or so nautical miles north of Great Barrier Island, which is just off the North Island of New Zealand. And my engine began to have problems. In fact, I got the airplane turned around and headed back to New Zealand. The engine actually quit several times on the way back. It wasn't exactly clear that I was going to make it back, and there was a good chance that I was going to go swimming. There were some moments there where I was a little concerned, but it all turned out okay. Practically everywhere I've gone, either a ham or an aviation person has put me up in their home. It's just been great. I'd say I've made probably 100, 150 contacts. Flying an airplane with a notepad on your lap and trying to take down calls and write down the time so that you can enter it into the log later is kind of a challenge. I've had a few roadblocks thrown up. I work my way around them and keep going. And that's all I can do is put one foot in front of the other, and eventually I'll get to my destination, and that's the goal.
First in May, it's the Dayton Hamvention. Next, in July, it's Ham Radio Friedrichshafen, Germany. And Newsline's Ed Durant, DD5LP, was there.
Now we're inside the hall. Got in very early, so it's just as the people are coming in. I'm down at the end of the Hall A1 at the moment, and looking at the DARC and the WRTC 2018 exhibit. There's still people setting up. There's work going on. Stood next to somebody who was actually embroidering T-shirts and hats. And across from the Luso Tower site for the masts and the two young ladies in the Japanese kimonos. Looking across, we've got the Österreichisch, or the Austrian amateur group, going to the left, and behind them the German one, taking the biggest space, of course. Well, as you can hear, nobody could say that the Maker Faire was quiet. We've got a children's play area here with cycling go-karts, and cycle them around, and beer garden, of course, play castle. And they've even got a band up on a stage at the end here. These are actually robotic players, metal characters that they've built up and playing different things. Quite crazy. Okay, so that was Friedrichshafen for another year. Successful visit. If any of you are thinking about getting over to Germany, see if you can time it with the ham radio in Friedrichshafen. Next year it will be June the 1st to the 3rd, but well worth the visit if you can get here. What did I find the most interesting? I have to say, the robotic rock band at the Maker Faire on Sunday. It's really interesting what these groups are doing technically, and combining both the Hamfest and the regional Maker Faire into one event was a good idea. For Amateur Radio Newsline, this was Ed Durant, DD5LP, on site at Ham Radio Friedrichshafen 2017.
Rounding out the top three in September, the Tokyo Ham Fair. For the rest of this week's Amateur Radio News, please listen to the full Amateur Radio Newsline report online on a repeater near you or on shortwave radio station WTWW at 9930 and 5085 kilohertz. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at www.arnewsline.org. With Brian Lloyd, WB6RQN, Ed Durant, DD5LP, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW 73. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.